Yu-Gi-Oh has finally revealed the new Jurrac cards, and I cannot overstate how cool the new dinosaurs are. So the Megalo is, I think, the one card I like the most because it's Megalosaurus, man. Like,
I am the mighty Megalosaurus.
So if you control a dinosaur, you can special summon it from your hand. So hell yes, free summon, nice. So during our main phase, you can discard 2 cards, including a Jurrac card, and draw 2 cards. Okay, so that means if your hand bricks with Jurrac cards, which is greatly appreciated because we'll get over the other Jurracs later, but we only got 4 new cards, and the rest of the Jurracs really aren't that good. So most likely you will get something that you don't want in your hand. So it's a Jurrac card, so it doesn't actually have to be Jurrac Dinosaur. It can be a Jurrac Trap or Jurrac Spell as well. And if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, yes, we of course, we're gonna do the compulsory of baby slaughter, because, you know, pop the baby, you know, such as life in Prehistoric Kingdom, so. You can send 1 Jurrac monster from your deck or extra deck to your graveyard, except Jurrac Megalo. So, yes, that means you can send stuff to your graveyard, so, Jurracs to your graveyard. You will talk about how that's gonna come in handy later down the drain. But just know that it's gonna come up soon, and even if you don't necessarily need a dinosaur to be in your extra deck, you can always send something else. Use that as fodder for Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, so it's always decent. So, right, so the next dinosaur is the Jurac Stego. So, Jurac Stego, if you just read his effects, it is really scary, because during your main phase, you can destroy 1 card you control, right? Gotta do the baby slaughtering, and if you do, send 1 dinosaur monster from your deck to your graveyard. Any dinosaur. Yep, we got Transcendosaurus Meteorus effects here. And then you can special summon any number of Jurac monsters from your hand and or deck whose total levels equal the sent monster's level. So, for example, if you would send, let's say, Transcendosaurus Meteorus, which is a level 12 dinosaur, that means you can summon any number of dinosaurs so that the levels equal 12. So that means you can bring out any dinosaur. So, any Jurac monster, yes, so it has to be Jurracs though, so, and that's where Stegosaurus kind of falls flat, but, like, you can summon Jurac Titano, because it says, ignoring the summoning conditions, so, yeah, the only reason ignoring the summoning conditions exists is because Jurac Titano requires you to, say that it cannot be special summoned, so, which is, like, it's a really old card. You can see it's a very old card. Like, no one uses it. But, like, if you want to get out Jurac Titano, which is cannot be targeted by trap or monster effects, but, like, it's not that big of a debuff, because it's not really something that activates an effect and someone can, like, chain response and try to pop Titano. Like, 3000 beatstick, it's not really a big issue. And the once per turn thing is not a quick effect either, so it's like, even that is just a 4k beatstick, and in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like, a high attack beatstick that doesn't really do much. So, yeah, it sounds scary, but, like, what the thing that it actually does is honestly not that threatening, because of the last effect. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except dinosaur monsters. So, you can't summon any of the evolved dinosaur dragons, such as, Evil Zardolka or Evil Lars. So, if you summon 2 Jurac Herarosauruses, you can't actually go into Lars. It's just two guys. It's 2 Herarosauruses that are easily gonna die. And the last effect is when this card is destroyed by battle, you can return 1 card on the field to the hand. Like, I think the secondary effect is really only there because, like, it's Jurracs. Like, I mean, they're like, how do we add in something related to battle that's gonna be somewhat useful nowadays? So, I guess, if you are kind of bricked or something somehow, you can set this guy, face down or something, and if it's destroyed by battle, you can try to send maybe a key component of the opponent to your hand. Oh, wait, hold up. So, wait, now that I think about it, Jurac Stego can just pop itself. Yeah, so you can just pop Stego, and then get a bunch of dinosaurs out to the board. You can just pop himself. So that's something he can do, so... Yeah, but, like, why? Why would you do that? So, Jurac Astro. So, Jurac Astro is a level 10 fire dinosaur. It's a synchro, so level 10 synchro means that you can actually summon it using, Xeno Meteorus, which is a level 6 tuner, and a levels 4 random dinosaurs, such as Therizia, Oviraptor, Scratraptor doesn't work because it's a tuner himself, Miscellaneousaurus, I guess. So when this card is Synchro Summoned, you can set one Jurrac spell trap from your deck or graveyard. So any Jurrac traps. So the Jurrac has right now, Jurrac only has direct impact, which means if you control a dinosaur type monster with 2,500 war attack, destroy all cards on the field. So yeah, it's not really good because it has to blow up yourself. And if you already have a dinosaur type monster with over 2,500 attack, usually it's a pretty powerful dinosaur like Ultimate Conductor and like stuff like that. There's really no reason to do that. Like, it's not really that good of a card, hence it's a normal, but now you can actually set it, so pretty nice. And it actually meets the conditions for direct impact, so very cool. So once per turn, if your opponent would special summon a monster, you can banish 2 dinosaurs from your graveyard and negate the summon. Yes. Quick effect negate. Pretty useful though. And during your opponent's turn, so it only says banish 2 dinosaur monsters, so you don't actually even have to use Jurracs. You can just go ahead and make that. And because Synchro Summoning usually requires you to use 2 dinosaurs, you can just use the 2 dinosaurs that were used to make Astro and use that as a negate. So it's now the dinosaurs have another in-archetype negate. Really cool. I think this might be actually the only dinosaur that actually says quick effect negate. I think so, actually, now that I think about it. All the dinosaurs that we have in Yu-Gi-Oh! So far, Rexstum just outright prevents people from activating stuff. Tyranno just flips them upside down. I don't think there's any dinosaur that directly says negate the activation. That was only something that the evolved Eodolkas and this guy does, the Lars. Yes. What was Lars again? What was it? It's yeah, Oro Dracos, I think that's what it was called. Yes. So those 2 are the only ones that have quick effect negate. None of the dinosaurs actually do. So this is the first dinosaur that actually states quick effect negate. So cool. During your opponent's turn, you can banish 2 Jurracs from your graveyard, including this card, and summon 1 Jurrac Meteor from your extra deck. So let me tell you what's actually the most funniest thing is that I actually have Jurrac Meteor as a prismatic rare, which is like a 1% chance. So what Jurrac Meteor does, if it's Synchro Summon, destroy all cards, then you can special summon 1 tuner. So the reason the Jurracs themselves, they never use Jurrac Meteor is because the effect is mandatory. You have to use it. So you can't use the 2,800 attack as a form of beat stick or anything. If you summon it, regardless if you want it or not, it's gonna blow up the field. So there's no point in doing that, and the original summoning conditions was 1 Jurrac tuner and 2 or more non-tuner dinosaur type monsters. So it even has to be a Jurrac tuner, and it also needs 2 or more dinosaurs. So, like, by the time you're getting this many dinosaurs out on the board, you could probably just win the game. There's no reason for you to turn into Jurrac Meteor and blow up the entire board, which will just set the entire benefit that you've been gathering throughout the entire game just back for like 1 tuner. Like, why would you do that? So, like, that's why no one uses Jurrac Meteor. So, yeah, now what Jurracs has done is that instead of them becoming a combat-focused archetype, because Jurracs used to be something where they focused on battles. For example, Jurrac Guibasaurus says if it's destroyed, if it destroys something by battle, you can summon a Jurrac. And this guy says if it destroys something by battle, you make a Spinosaurus token. If this guy gets destroyed by battle, you can special summon another Jurrac. So you can see that, like, they're based on, like, all, like, fighting stuff. This guy can attack all stuff, so they were like, yeah, we can't do this shit anymore. We're gonna go ahead and bring out the nuke. After you use a quick effect negate, if it somehow dies, you can probably pop it using the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno's effect or something, and then send it to the graveyard. And then you can banish 2 Jurracs, including himself, from the graveyard, and summon another Jurrac Meteor. So you can just nuke the field. The last new card that we have is Jurrac Volcano. So it's a field spell. And you can kind of see Jurrac Titano in the background, which is cool because I think Jurrac Titano is actually based on the Titanosaurs, like the Godzilla kaiju. So during your main phase, you can destroy 1 dinosaur monster you control. Yes, pop the baby. And if you do, special summon 1 Jurrac from your deck. So if you, for example, if you summon a baby and you pop the baby using the field spell, it will summon a Jurrac from your deck. and then the baby will activate, and you can summon another dinosaur from your deck. Pretty cool. So if your opponent special summons a monster during the turn they activate, a monster affects 4 or more times. You can special summon 1 Jurac Meteor from your extra deck. So you can nuke the field again! This guy has an effect that brings out Jurac Meteor. And the field also has another effect that brings out Jurac Meteor. So you can Jurac Meteor the field twice. And if a Jurac monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 1 dinosaur from your graveyard instead. So, yeah, pretty neat. But, like, the targets Jurac Stego can bring out are very mediocre. Like, Jurac Ala, we got Jurac Tyrannos, Spinos, Guaiba. Like, they're all the older Jurac cards. We don't really have, like, because it says, I think it says deck, right? From your deck. A hand or deck, so... that means that, yeah, you can't summon stuff from the extra deck, so it has to be from your deck. And there really aren't that many good Jurac deck creatures that I can kind of see myself doing. And the issue is that Jurac Stego itself is actually not a tuner. It's a level 4 dinosaur. It's a regular dinosaur. It's not a tuner. So, by itself, you can't actually synchro summon anything with it. So, it is really hard to utilize Stego to the maximum from what I can see. Because... let's say that you can bring out Iguanon. It's a regular level 4 dinosaur. Juracs, for some reason, despite being focused as a synchro dinosaur archetype, they don't actually have level 4 synchros, tuners. All the level 4s that they have are regular dinosaur effects. They aren't tuners. The only ones that are tuners are like level 3s, and level 2s, and level 1s. They're tuners. So, you can't actually make a lot of the good Jurac synchros. I don't think you can even make the Jurac Asteroid, I'ma be honest. Because it requires a level 10 fire dinosaur, so... how do you make a level 10 synchro fire dinosaur by only using Jurac dinosaurs? So, obviously, you'd keep the Stego on board, or, I mean, I guess you could sack Stego and summon another Jurac level 4. You could summon 2 level 3, Yeah, you've got to summon 2 level 4s and 1 level 2, and Gallimimus, and then you could make a Jurac level 10, the Synchro level 10. But, like, these dinosaurs individually, they really aren't worth running. And that is why Jurac Megalos first and secondary effect exists, because if you have a hand that has a bunch of these useless dinosaur cards, you can discard them and draw more cards. Hopefully, draw the dinosaur that you actually need for the situation, and not something like Jurassic Iguanodon or something. No disrespect to Jurac Iguanodons, but like, it's really not that good. I don't know, Jurac Ptera, I think, is like the only level 3 Jurac that is not a tuner. So if you want to do some weird synchroing stuff, you can use that. But the problem is that because of the Stego secondary restriction, you're only limited to summoning dinosaurs. So the problem is, how many dinosaur synchros are there in the game? These are the only dinosaur synchros that are in the game. Jurac Meteor, which you don't want to use the Stego's effect to summon, like, I guess you could, but like, why? Dino Wrestler Spinosavati, which is always a dinosaur that I run myself. It's a pretty decent card. Isn't really a game finisher or anything, but it can be quite annoying, so... Interesting card, Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus, which is a giant board. The problem with Glaciosaurus is that you want to use a normal dinosaur. The only way to make it a proper wall, which means it's undestroyable by card effects, it's undestroyable by, it's untargetable. The only way to do that is to pop Glaciosaurus and then send a normal monster that you have back into the deck, and then resummon it, and then it gets the extra buffs. So, if you synchro summon it just using Jurac stuff, because there's no Jurac normal dinosaurs, you can't utilize Jurac Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus. It's just gonna be a 3,600 beatstick Supersaurus that can't do anything. It's just a wall, I guess. I mean, it's... To be fair, that's a lot better than what Jurac used to do, but not by a lot. So, I guess the somewhat decent card you could pull out is Jurac Giganoto. Because, while this card is face-up on the field, all face-up Juracs, you gain 200 attack for each Jurac monster in your graveyard. Yeah, and the way the Jurac Megalo works is that they dump the Jurac stuff into the graveyard. Jurac Stego dumps the dinosaur into the graveyard. So they try to dump as many Juracs as possible into the graveyard, essentially. Either get a big beefy Giganotosaurus, or use asteroid stuff shenanigans, So, yes, I've been cooking up stuff, and yes, I've resulted in this. This abomination of a 60-card dinosaur deck. So, let me show you how the full combo works. So, we have to fossil dig, so we're gonna get out baby Saurosaurus. Right. So, we're gonna get Miscellaneous. Activate Miscellaneous. Best case scenario hand. I mean, like, the other hand traps aren't really that good. We got one Ash, but, like, there's nothing to protect ourselves. We got Miscellaneous, but, like, we can't really protect our babies from getting ashed. Yeah, we can, we got a normal summon, Obi. Right. No, we're gonna normal summon the Petite, right. Right. We'll add it to a hand. Because we didn't normal summon yet. We can get Petite. So we're gonna use this effect, pop the Petite, summon the baby. Petite Pteranodon will get us, Xeno. Right, so now is where we're gonna use, our lovely Reprodocus once again. But this time we are underneath the blessing of Miscellaneousaurus, so they can't really hand trap us on the field. So we're gonna pop the baby. It's okay if we get locked into like Dragon Seas and dinosaurs, because dinosaurs and dragons are the only thing we're gonna be summoning for the rest of the game now. Like literally for the rest of the game. Once we actually got Linkreeb in the graveyard, usually if we ever get to use pills, that we'll be using the Evolzars as a material for the pills, so. Right, so Hellketo doesn't actually activate its ability because we already have Poly in our hand. Bit awkward moment there. So this will get us Lost World. And if we have another dinosaur in hand, we could normal summon it with the Hornsaurus, but because it's a level 1, we're not gonna do it. If it's a level 4, we do it, but if it's a level 1, we can't. Like, what are we even gonna do with it? It's just level 1 body. Right, let's get our Tyranno out. And Keto Tower triggers and Lost World triggers. We're gonna give him the egg and then we're gonna take it. Give and take. Survival of the fittest. And then we're gonna grab our Poly back. So this time we don't actually have the Dinomorphia spell. I mean, this Dinomorphia trap. So Astro comes out again, and it will swap the field with the Lost World to Jurac Mountain. I mean Jurac Volcano. So now we're gonna Poly. Oh wait. We could actually use Animador Archosaur here. Yeah, we can actually do that. We'll use this. We could do it like that. So we're not going to use it activate its effect here. Well, now we need to go to Herrera, but then we can't get the Dinomorphia trap, so... I mean, it's still another body on our field, like... Which, again, as we said, is not that good because we need the space for Kentrigina and Rexstem. Right, so now I've screwed myself over, so honestly, yeah. I mean, it's not the worst case scenario, right? Like, we can always pop it with the Tyranno, so... See, if we normal summon the Archosaur, there's no way we could have used it. So we're gonna destroy this and the token, give and take. Baby Sarah triggers, and we'll get our Therizia. And with that, we can get our Dinomorphia trap. And now we can make Dolka. So I could have had an empty board, two spots here, and an Archosaur in my hand. But we can still use, we can still pop the Hornsaurus, right? That's the thing with the Ultimate Conductor. So we can make space. It's not that big of a deal, but it does make things a slightly bit more complicated. That was it. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, don't forget to subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about the dinosaur deck. Again, there's some people that say, oh yes, it's a level 1 fire, so we're gonna run it with snake eyes. If you're gonna put snake eyes in your dinosaur deck, just go play snake eyes. It's already better than dinosaurs. Why are you going through all this trouble? Like, if you're gonna run dinosaurs, run dinosaurs. If you're gonna run snake eyes, run snake eyes. But who cares? That was a joke. I don't really care how you run your decks, but so guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, may the Jurassic Spirit with you. Bye bye!